9 and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahala, Sharuchach Wadash. Double honors to the apostles out in New York, a great millstone of GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, in truth and sincerity. As you see in the title, it says the heathens need us to lead them. And bottom line is, without Israel being in the driver's seat of existence, guiding the heathens, the heathens would basically be destroyed. They would destroy themselves. All right. Let me give me I just had like 2 precepts or something just came in my class, so I gotta go back to my mental Rolodex real quick. All right. But the heathens, they need us. They need us to guide them. They need us to lead them. All right. They need us to be that beacon. There's one, matter of fact, another one just came. Isaiah, was it Isaiah the 5th or 6th chapter? 4th? It's either the 4th, 5th, or 6th chapter. And it said, the nation's going to come to and say, let's go worship their power. Let's worship their God. Let's worship. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, it's one I know is in the early part of Isaiah. All right, I hate that I missed the other ones in my spirit. I got excited because I got rear-ended a couple of weeks ago. A fucking nigga woman, Issacharite, hit me in front of back, and then made me hit another nigga woman, and then she fled. So I had to get my car in the shop and go through all this process. So I had to go get my, they forgot to put my front license plates on. In Chicago, you have to have front and back, otherwise they'll give you tickets and shit. So I went back up here, and I'm talking to the Arab, the Ishmaelite, at the, who work on the body shop. And he just telling me how one of his other Arab buddies came in who owed another buddy, and they came in and owed, like, I guess he owed $10,000, and they had some business deal, whatever. And long story short is that the one who owed, came in all tough and shit and tried to, beat up the dude who he owed money to. And the dude he owed money to whooped his ass. And then not only beat his ass, he had, my guy had to stop him from, hurting him even more. So, he got his ass whipped for starting shit. And when the guy who beat up the other guy walked outside, the dude who got beat up ran him over in his pickup truck, broke both his legs. All right, and then told the police that he got pistol whipped and all this other shit. When they had their own video, whatever, and they showed that that wasn't the case, whatever. But the whole point is, if you really look at the heathens and the heathen existence, matter of fact, another scripture to get to that I just thought about, it came back to me, was the one that how it's the vibe is like how we're scarcely saved, but it's not the one in Peter's like the righteous will scarcely be saved, but the one that says if the Lord didn't come back, it would be no life left. You know which one that is? You know what I'm saying? So once you find that one, because I know you just went off the other one you had on deck, we'll just go and get those scriptures and pull them up. We'll just play for about 10-15 minutes, however long it takes us to get back to the house. You know what I'm saying? I had to come out to the suburbs to go get it and take care of my car, and I still got work to do on my car. It's like we will go from one fucking trial tribulation to another trials and tribulation. This is how it is. Did you find it? It's getting close.
Yeah, that's right.
But you look at Esau putting chemtrails in the air. You look at them putting genetically modified organisms. Now these other nations are doing the same thing, drinking that cup of Esau. The earth is fucked up. The land is fucked up. The war, Esau making you choose sides, come dropping bombs on you. It's like so much shit. If it wasn't for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and the righteous Israelites, there would be no existence, man. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 24:22. And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened.
Now read that again, brother. Because see, people don't read these scriptures and then put them in context. Go ahead.
It's Matthew 24:22. And except those days should be shortened. Unless
the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, shorten the days. Don't give man all the time in the world, because if he gave them the time schedule, which is, but the Lord called this the rulership of the Gentiles for but a moment, he said. So for this little moment, if the Lord would have gave them 2 moments, all life would have been killed. They couldn't even use the little bitty moment that they had. That's Esau, these heathens, they need us. They're eating fucking dogs, man. They're eating goddamn mice and rats and beetles. Well, not beetles. Beetles are lawful. But all kind of shit they don't supposed to fucking eat. You already know about the shrimp, the lobster, the crab, the pork, and all that other shit. But they're doing things that is contrary to their own, like putting up the ions and heating up the ionosphere, depleting the ozone layer, shit like that. That's gonna fucking kill millions of people. Putting the radiation, the microwaves, and all the other shit out there, man. It's like you put the chemtrails in the air, motherfucker. You gotta breathe it too. Go ahead.
These motherfuckers got a human restaurant.
That's right.
East, man.
That's right. They got a human where they sell dead delicacy on tap. Cannibalism, man. Go ahead.
Matthew 24:22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
He said, unless he shortened the days, there should be no what?
Flesh be saved.
That's dogs. That's cats. All right. That's human beings, man. That's life. Matter of fact, let's look at the animal world. The bees are dying. There's animals beaching themselves up on the shores, coming up deformed, coming up with multiple eyes, coming up with multiple disfigurements. All right, they're changing the course of nature, man. That's why Daniel said that they would think to change times and laws. And what time? The times of how to keep track of time. All right, and the history they change. All right, that's also a part of time. All right, and times and laws, the laws of nature, man. They're changing the laws of nature. They're changing the laws of nature. They're changing the laws of everything, man. They're clean contrary. That means they go exactly 100% opposite of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. He said, unless he shortened the days, no flesh should what?
Be saved.
No flesh will be saved. They, the heathens, need us. All right? And remember Isaiah 14. That's it in that, right?
It says, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
So, but for the righteous sons and daughters of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Lord shortened the days. So what? We can have us our subjects and continuing kingdom, and all the prophecies be fulfilled. All right? Hit the other one that you have, and then we'll go Isaiah 14. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 2. And I start at 1. It says, in the word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
So he said the most highest house is going to be exalted above all the hills. Those hills represent all the other nations. A lot of times you go into the scriptures, you'll see mountains, hills, and valleys and so forth. They are indications of other nations, parabolically speaking. All right, let's read it again.
It says Isaiah 2 and 2, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain
the last days, which we're in the last days, go ahead.
That the mountain of Yahweh's house.
So the mountain of Yahweh's house is the Israelites, starting with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and the elect, hopeful, righteous of the Lord, and then the 2/3 are going to get destroyed, but then brought back. All right, that's part of the Lord's house. Go ahead.
It says, shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall. And
so he said he's gonna put his mountain on top of the mountains. That's on top of all the other nations, on top of all the other governments. Go ahead.
It says, it shall be exalted above the hills,
and above all the different languages, lands, and peoples. Go ahead.
And all nations shall flow unto it.
And the nation that showed you those mountains and hills were referring to different nations. And he said those nations, which are the heathen nations, are going to flow to where? To Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and the righteous Israelites to get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. Go ahead.
And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
So teach what?
And he will teach us of his ways.
So they'll learn how to fucking live. They don't know how to live, man. That's why in Isaiah 14 chapter says, man, the tree's gonna be like, damn, since it got taken, I ain't nobody came in, we can actually grow for a change. But those trees also represent people parabolically, man. All right? And it also says it plainly that all the other nations gonna look at him narrowly, saying, this the motherfucker who fucked up and caused all this shit to happen and fucked us up? Is this the motherfucker? So now we've been learning his way, because the scriptures say that all the nations have drank of that cup, right? Of the Esau cup, which is the Lord, the cup of wrath. The Lord is going to cup of wrath that the Lord is going to push down on and pour out on the fucking heathen and the wicked, man. They can't survive without us, man. They're retarded, and they never could have. Go back to the beginning. They tried to build a tower to reach out of space. What would I would have done? Killed everybody who went to the top. They're wondering where. Oh, wait a minute! Somebody went up to the top. Where they go? Well, go find them. They get all the way until they died. They never came back. Go find them. You know what I'm saying? Got a billion dead motherfuckers at the top. That's stupid. Esau is retarded, man. The heathens are retarded. They are brute beasts. Go ahead.
It says, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
So the law, the word, how to live, how to move. There's another scripture that says, for in him we live, move, and have our being. All right? You want to know how to live your life right. You want to know if it's wise to do this or wise to do that. And to even get even more technical, in was it Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter? He said once you deal with wisdom and grow in wisdom, wisdom will meet you in what? Every thought. Every single thought. Proverbs, the 4th chapter, I believe, says, and all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. All right? And all thine getting, get understanding. Understanding what? Everything. If I'm playing softball, I want to know what's the best batting stance, what's the best fielding stance, how to know, engage this, engage that. If I'm shooting pool, I want to know how to do the bank shots, how to do the, to use English on the cue, to walk the dog, or draw it back, or jump the goddamn cue. If I'm playing, I don't care if it was something technical or something spiritual, the scriptures, I want to know the breakdowns of the scriptures. I want to have the understanding of the scriptures. I want to have the spirit of the Lord. All right. If I'm working, I want to be the best worker that I got. I want all my people to give me 5 stars. All right. I want everybody to say, hey, he was a great guy. He had a nice car. It smelled good. He drove safe. Music was nice. The conversation was edifying. And I want to be the best at everything that I do. Why? Because I'm an Israelite. And that's how Israelites, especially the righteous Israelites, they think they want to be the best that they can be. Not the best over people, but the best I want to produce with my hands. All right? With my mind. I want to produce nothing but good things. All right? I do not like failure, and I don't want to fail. And then I want to succeed, but I want to succeed in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right? Is there still some more there?
That was it.
All right. You got a couple of them? Go ahead and get that one. I got one too.
It's Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Because it said what, man? It said the people going to come to us and say what? The law cometh out of Jacob, and the word that cometh from Jerusalem, man. So they going to come learn of our ways. This is Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. And that's what it's going to come back to, man. Now that they see the way that they lived, the way that Esau told them to live, the way that their forefathers been telling them to live, is all wrong, man. And they're going to come to realize that the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which is the way of the Israelites, man, is the true way, you know? So I'm going to jump from there to Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 24. It says, but the multitude of the wise, what makes us wise, man? It just said, the law, statutes, commandments is our wisdom, man. It says, but the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. And
it's the what?
It's the welfare of the world.
God damn. It's the wealth. If you want the world to fare well, to live prosperously, to beat those pruning hooks, beat them swords and and them weapons into pruning hooks and to plowshares, then they need to come listen to us. They need to bow their heads under us. All right? Because outside of that, it's not going to happen. Go ahead.
It says, "In a wise king is the upholding of the people."
So, and that also goes to Proverbs. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 10:1. "A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered."
That's right. And that's us. You know? And right now, you look at the heathen world, you got all the same problems that's going on in Esau's kingdom and every single other kingdom. They fell for the fiat currency. They fell for the international bankers. All right? They fell for the oil. When you can run cars off electricity, you can run cars off of water, you can run cars properly off of things so simple. Because I'm pretty sure there's no gas stations for the chariots in outer space. So I'm pretty sure you can run a car off of the magnetic field, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's what Nikola Tesla was doing.
That's right.
He was pretty much making establish free energy for the whole world. Everything would be powered off electricity.
That's right.
But Esau didn't want that, man. He wanted to do what, man? To use the resources, the oil, the gas, the coal. Yep.
Yeah. Because they had the infrastructure already set up and cornered the market already, so they didn't want to diversify and then recreate a machine that does not need maintenance or their product. So then they don't make no more money. All right, go ahead.
This is Sirach 10:2. "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein."
That's right.
So that's just like today, man. You got the wicked ruling all these people, the officers and the people that trickle down is all wicked, man. But when the righteous are in authority, hey, everything is, just like I said, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. So everything will be done in righteousness, you know?
That's right.
Verse 3, "An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited."
And what did not they putting the fluoride in the water?
Mm-hmm.
Toothpaste?
Yep.
Chemtrails in the air?
Mm-hmm.
They're putting the genetically modified organisms in the restaurants and the foods. They're pumping up, making genetic monstrosities and was it Dolly? The sheep, the clone sheep. They're doing all kind of shit, tampering with everything. Mm-hmm. They're killing themselves. All right? The Lord, they're killing the earth mourneth, the earth languishes. All right? Everything is fucked up. Why? Because Esau and the heathens are fucking it up. And if it was not for Yahweh Shemi Shai and the righteous Israelites, there would be no life left on earth. Some more, Nick?
Yeah, this Isaiah you want?
Yeah, go to Isaiah 14, and we'll end on Isaiah 14. I'm just going to hit this briefly. When you deal with the righteous Yahweh Shemi Shai on down, you're dealing with we have the knowledge of everything. And I'm just going to give you just a who, so I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but you want to read Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter. All right? It's really beautiful. But I'm going to just go straight to the point. This is verse 15. "God hath granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me. Because it is he that leadeth into wisdom and directeth the wise. For in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also. All wisdom also. And knowledge of workmanship." So the Lord Yahweh has all wisdom and knowledge of how to use that wisdom and apply that wisdom. Let's see who he gave it to. Verse 17. "For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made." So we're talking about planetary creation and the operation of the elements. We're talking about elemental power over all the things in the periodic table, every element, and the elements that Esau can't even understand and know. All right. "The beginning, ending, and the midst of the times, the alterations of the turning of the sun, and the change of seasons, the circuits of years, and the position of stars, the natures of living creatures, and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds, the reasonings of men, the diversities of roots, and the virtues of diversities of plants, and the virtues of roots, and all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know." All right. So he knew that. Wait a minute. Did it say reasonings of men? All right. Mm-hmm. It did say about the roots and the plants. You're talking about the animals. That's life. It's everything. We know how to fucking live and live righteously and in harmony. Esau don't know how to do that. That's the reason why the Lord has to destroy him, man. He's fucking it up. All right? Yes, son?
Yeah, this is Sirach 24. I'm going to read 1 and I'm going to jump down. It's Sirach 24 and 1. Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people.
Of the Israelites.
I'm going to jump down to verse 8. So the creator of all things, Slack it, verse 7. With all these I sought rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide? So it's speaking about wisdom. Verse 8. So the creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thy inheritance in Israel.
That's right. So who got it? The Israelites. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. Now we'll go to Isaiah 14. You don't have to read the whole thing. Just go to the points of that he fucked the nations up in wrath. They all early on in it, and then you can jump around to they narrowly looked at his ass, and then his end result of them following this motherfucker.
This is Isaiah 14 and 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth.
So he ruled the nations, all people, with and wrath in a continual stroke. Talking about beating the ass and beating the ass and beating the ass. All right? Continually. Not only the Israelites, which is what really matters, but all nations now. Go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
So when Esau's taken down, it's going to be a planetary party. The whole planet going to rejoice. All right? The whole planet going to say, hey, it's down. Oh, shit, fuck. It's going to be a fucking international, universal holiday. And I might be taking a little license there. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, I was, being joking, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a international day of celebration over the devil being destroyed, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't one, because we don't want to even remember the bitch. You know what I'm saying? But that day that he goes down, read it again.
Verse 7, Isaiah 14 and 7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
Now, you don't sing for no damn reason. You sing either because you're happy or you're sad. God damn it. And that don't sound like sadness. They're going to be singing in happiness. That means they're going to rejoice in your ass, man. Go ahead.
Hey, because what happened in Egypt when the Lord took that down? That's why we celebrate the Passover.
Even to this day.
So Jeremiah 16 said, it shall no longer be said, he that delivered out of Egypt, but he that delivered out of the land of the north. That's and right. All the lands we were scattered.
That's right.
So it's going to be a big
to-do. Yeah. Yeah, big celebration. And I'm pretty sure annual remembrance.
Yeah, because Zechariah 14 says what? These heathens got to come up and worship the Feast of Tabernacles.
That's right.
So why wouldn't they keep the Passover, this new Passover, coming as well, man?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's going to be a worldwide celebration when Esau is taken down, when all these heathens is taken down, This is verse 8. It says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
That's right. So even nature's going to rejoice, man. The people going to rejoice, man. Go ahead. Just jump down to the narrowly look on his ass.
It's verse 16. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
That's right. And why did they shake the kingdoms? To follow what? Their way. And all the kingdoms have been following Esau's way. Now the Lord is about to change all that. And now they're like, damn, this Evelyn D. Rothschild or Jacob Weiser or whatever, one of these little limp dick crackers, this was the motherfucker? Damn, they're going to be mad for following you all, man. Just like Esau, children and the heathen who say our father inherited, we inherited lies. You know what I'm saying?
It's verse 17. It says, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners.
And kept the Israelites in captivity. So bottom line is, man, y'all going down. And if without us, the Israelites, man, no life will be saved. We prove that. You all need us to lead. We have the reasons of everything. We have the understanding of everything. We have an unction to know all things. All right? So, prove the point. Hope this was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Bahala Shah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles out in North GMS. Honors to all I came around the planet lifting up the name of Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity. With that, we're going to say Shalom and the Bible.
Shalom.